It has been exactly 1 week since the chip landed here, and what we expected to happen didn't.
You know this happens with every chip. You expect it to work the first time, it won't. We found out what those problems are. They're mostly on the boards. Typically power problems, it happens with every chip.
Luckily, we had this whole suite of systematic tests that we had pre-prepared, and test after test was checking out correctly. Day 2 we come in and we started figuring out, working backwards, we solved the power problem. Yeah.
And then what do we see? We see too much voltage drop. Now we are suddenly going back to engineering first year textbooks, scrambling for Kirchhoff's laws.
My job there is very little. I'm a designer. All I did was order food for the team when they were dealing with all these problems. We had to retest everything, and we had to start the test procedures all over again, and this became really time consuming. And here's a bunch of 25 years old who are doing all of these things, who refuse to go out of the office. Do one more experiment and go. Okay, fine, I'll order the food. What do you want? We'll tell you in 1 hour. I've also been grateful to them because they have stuck to each other.
And they have stuck to the plan.
But
you know what? The last 6 days have been some of the most accelerated periods of learning ever.
Very true, but it's not booted yet. And my thing is that it's not booted until I see booting secure IoT, and I can write a C program.
So this is what happens with deep tech, right? Always. I mean, whether you're making rockets or you're making microchips, it's not something where you can just write out the experiment, just coming up with the ideas enough to build it. All of these things are sitting at the edge of what is possible, and very often you succeed and then you have to go back and try to figure out why you've succeeded.
Things have to be done carefully, and things have to be done very, very systematically. This is the hard part. Finally, the chip has done what we wanted to do.
Which means all of our calculations, the calculations we were unsure of, actually worked.
And it is now proof that a small team can get together and engineer a small chip and get it to work on the first try. I still take that claim.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's been a week.
Well, the first try of taping also.
Yes, definitely. That's why. It's time to play the game. It is definitely a big deal for us. It is also an equally important milestone for a great many people and entities who have supported us, who have guided us to where we are today, and that includes the entire IIT Madras ecosystem, but specifically speaking, our incubators, IIT Madras Incubation Cell, IIT Madras Pravartak Technologies Foundation, enabled this process by access to world-class IP. Incubation Cell has introduced us to a great many numbers of customers, but there's one person who needs special mention here. It was Professor Kamakoti who frankly cajoled us and convinced us to do chip design.
And he enabled all of this for us.
By the way, we should call him.
Yeah, well, he's probably pacing the floor as much as we are. Hello, sir. You're on speaker. Sharan is here.
Hi, sir.
We wanted to say this in person, but chip has booted, sir.